Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. Today I want to talk about a very controversial subject. Probably the most controversial subject I've talked about on my channel. But I think it needs to be talked about. That is race relationships in a WROL situation. I got to a unit and they had just returned from Kosovo and Bosnia. And they participated firsthand over there. Trying to keep the peace between a bunch of different elements, different ethnic groups, different religious groups, and it was very hard, they said. I wish I was able to go on that deployment, but I had just gotten to that new unit, and they had just were coming back. So I was a little disappointed, because that would have been a good place to see, good place to study, good place to evaluate, because they were having a WROL event. It was total chaos, total anarchy, total civil war, and basic supplies, basic services were non-existent. It was a WROL event. I missed that. And I'm not saying I wish I was there in a way because I was glad it was happening. I wish I was there to learn from it. It was a terrible situation, and a lot of death and destruction, and things that I don't like. But it was a learning experience. So I asked and I talked to a lot of the guys, and eventually I became good friends with a few, and they told me a lot of stuff. But basically that situation broke down into groups. And it doesn't matter if you were a good person and you liked your neighbor. If they were a different ethnic or a different religious group than you, you were at war with them because you had to pick a side. If you study prison systems, and I've talked to some guards, yes, during the average day, the groups exist, and they might play cards, they might be doing something with each other, but as soon as a fight broke out, instantaneously the sides were drawn up, either because of skin, gang relationship, ethnic. The lines were drawn, and you didn't cross the line. You helped your side, and that's how it is, and that's how it was in Kosovo. I saw that in Iraq when we first invaded. Definitely. Shiites and Sunni, the Kurds. The sides were drawn. Neighborhoods were emptied out. They were forced. One group was a minority in the neighborhood, and the other group forced them out. They left, and those houses were taken over by people. I worry about this country with race relationships. A lot of problems right now. In a WROL event, you will have to take a side. I wish I didn't have to say that, but you probably are going to have to take a side. But I'm asking, if you're a good person out there, if you have any character, and you know you have a minority group in your community, do your best to take care of them and protect them. The reason is, I judge a man how he treats the weak, the people that can't take care of themselves, and those are definitely a people. Because you might be in an area where you're a white minority, or you might be a black minority, or you could be a Mexican descent minority. Those groups are definitely going to have problems, and sides will be drawn. No doubt about it. There's going to be all kinds of sides being drawn in a worst case situation, and this is a WROL event, not just a snowstorm, but a catastrophic failure of our government, a catastrophic failure of all systems that we enjoy today, and the reason we have a great life inside the United States. Those have fallen down. Race relationships will explode. It's sad to say. Now, please do not give comments, well, that race or this race deserves to die, or do not do that. I judge a man by what's in his heart. I don't judge a man by the color of his skin. Now, being in the military, I've been in the foxhole, the real foxhole, with rounds going over my head with black guys. And guess what? I trusted them with my life. They trusted me with their life because we were a team. It was us, our platoon, our company, against them, the bad guy, whoever the bad guy was at that time. That's what the United States government has done to us. They have taken people and they pit us against each other. They pit the rich against the poor, blacks against whites, Mexicans against whites, Mexicans against blacks, religious groups against religious groups, and we're always in turmoil. What it boils down to me is, yes, I enjoy. Your town might have the Greek festival like we have in Greenville. You might have different types of festivals, and those are nice. Those are awesome. Yeah, go explore your heritage. You came from this country. That's awesome. I'm all for that. But at the end of the day, when that ends, guess what? We all raise the American flag, we salute it, we shake hands, and we're all Americans. Nowadays, it's not like that. We're so splintered into these little subgroups. And that's bad for us as a whole. The powers that be, I know they want that because we're always fighting. Always fighting. Republicans against Democrats. It's never like, let's put the flag up, look at the flag and say, what is the best thing for our flag? What is the best thing for the flag that represents our country? So, be very careful in a WROL event that we don't get pushed in the sides and we judge a man by his skin color. We need to judge a man by his true nature, his heart. Be careful. This is a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about race relationships. Also, sometimes people, yeah, I'm a Christian, and well, how do they judge people? Oh, he's a black guy, he's this, he's that. Black people do the same thing to white people. But what I want you to think about is we're all people and we're all Americans. We need to get on the same page. We have to. So in a crisis situation, protect the people in your community that are a minority. Because if you don't, time might pass and guess what? You become the minority. You might have not helped this group of people and bad things happen to them. 6 months from now, the majority of the people don't like you and you become the minority, and you would sure like someone to take care of you. Judge a man by what's in his heart, not the color of his skin or where he came from. Thanks for watching.